been watching these regionals since September, so every week I've been enjoying this entire season building up to tonight. In just a few minutes, we're going to kick off finals. We've got a few minutes before the pageantry begins, and it is a pageantry-filled night from the beginning. Then you get all the shows, you get a couple exhibition groups, the full retreat onto the field. Tons of pageantry tonight, Jared.
I mean, we've been together since the Super Regional of St. Louis, and then now to be here tonight and to experience just all the hard work that all of the programs have put in, and especially some that we've seen since the beginning of our journey together. It is truly amazing, and I don't even know. Kaleb and I, during the semifinals run, we were just sitting there like this, like, oh, God, like, what is going to happen? So it was very enticing to see. I loved it.
There's a lot of storylines to dig into. Let's first start off with, Jared, there were a ton of amazing groups in semifinals, and when you have 30 or so groups in semis and you only move on a dozen, there's going to be some really good groups that their season ended just a few hours ago.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you had a couple bands that really stood out to you that won't be performing tonight.
Yeah, so I enjoyed Rockford High School. Now, Courtney actually gave me a very unique perspective with this one. We were actually in the Horseshoe getting ready for one of our analysis videos, and we were watching right behind us on the field, and Courtney always talks about, as someone who was a part of Color Guard, the importance of cleaning Color Guard from the side. And I did not realize that until I'm literally, all I have is this side one angle here. And it was a rifle ripple, and all of them clean catches, but also great posture, and just as if there was a camera on them, 360 style throughout their entire performance. Great job to Rockford. Brownsburg High School, all I have to say is that they had a giant tarp, like taking off a quarter of the field on the back side one, and I was just like, I can't lift that thing, and I would not want to. But you mentioned before, like, framing the field, and that alone provided a sense of a perspective of what the show was all about. Really loved them. And then Center Grove High School, I mean, they had a beautiful alto sax ballad, just seeing the intentionality and great cinema thanks to Box 5 here. I don't know why. Now, this gave me more of a Wicked movie vibe. I've seen Wicked. Kaleb, have you seen Wicked?
I have heard the soundtrack.
That is embarrassing. That is...
I'll get to it. It's fine.
Okay, gosh.
I'll watch it eventually.
That's fine.
I bet the good guys win.
Now, what about you? Who do you have on your list that you saw today?
Okay, two groups, and I'm realizing now these groups that didn't advance to finals, I really base how much I like a group on their repertoire selection. Dobbins Bennett with Elsa's was just gorgeous. One of my favorite opening movements of the day. I love that repertoire selection. I love the way they filled the field. Really epic and just big over-the-top performances. And Bartlett High School, a group that we saw, really, I think the first group that I saw once we were walking up into the Box 5 suite. We caught the tail end of it. And their repertoire selection, they were playing a lot of the English, this English music, the Holst First Suite and Band, part of the staples, one of the staples of the band repertoire. And then they were also playing a musical. What was it? Hold on, was it Sound of Music? No, was it? That's right. It was Mary Poppins. You've seen Mary Poppins.
No, I have seen Mary Poppins.
That's a lie.
I have seen Mary Poppins. Yeah, I have. At least I've seen Wicked. I'm up to date, not in the past. Great. I love that. Didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, you're good. So as we're watching all of these shows, it was impossible to try to predict who was going to advance from prelims to semis.
Yeah.
As we talked about, I started scribbling some names, but I couldn't keep up. Did a much better job this afternoon. Of the 12 groups that are performing this evening, I got 10 of them. The two that I missed, not afraid to take the L, Wando and Mason High School. So I'm most excited to see Mason. I haven't seen them the full show from up top yet.
Yeah, we have not.
And Wando, we saw them earlier today.
Yeah.
And that instantly won me over. What a great performance.
Well, we were talking about, we did a replay segment of their closer, and we were like, oh my gosh, we were reminiscing on, like, my most recent band pass and your back then band pass, and just noticing all of those elements and emphasizing that was truly amazing. Now, other replay segments that we've done of groups that are persevering into finals, we have the Woodlands. Now, their show is entitled Hi-Fi. Love their production. They have a clarinet soloist right there dancing the night away. Love hearing this individual perform. And it just had this funky town. Come on, give us a little dance, Kaleb.
You do not want to see that.
You are so right.
No, I'm sorry
Send
for that.
help. And we also have another replay segment, Carmel High School. I am a big fan of the uniforms. Shout out to FJM, who are one of our sponsors. They just, from up top, you can see the intricate details of adding that red fabric, as well as just the blue, I love a good soft blue. Maybe it's just in my DNA, but I really loved their show, La Arena, and it just had a very nice storytelling concept. And we talk about sometimes the difference between the two, or the blend of both. So really good to Carmel High School. Who are you excited to see that persevered?
So I enjoy that the two schools from Louisville ISD in Texas, and we'll talk about them a little bit more in depth in just a few minutes, but I enjoy that both of them made finals. Very, very high quality shows. It's very nice. After the drum major after the drum majors were released and broke ranks, they went immediately to each other, these sister schools. It was really wholesome. I do want to echo being emotionally moved. Wando High School was the first group that I felt emotionally moved, and that was a wonderful performance early in the day. So very, very powerful to get that much expression across early in the day. And then I have to say, kind of throughout the course of the year, everybody kind of finds their one show that they lock into, and for whatever reason, it just speaks to them. I know what your show is. For me, that show is Dripping Springs. I think it's high art of the highest order. I love everything. I love the kind of the deconstructed art. I love the way that they perform. I love their sounds. Dripping Springs is probably my favorite show of the year.
Where are they based again?
That they are from the greatest state in the union.
Great. Okay.
Texas.
Good. Yeah, you are a tech. Well, this ain't Texas.
Hey.
This right here. I am a big fan of Blue Springs. So different springs. I just seeing how different this production is, and just seeing I've really truly have never seen wind band players move like that before. Like, it was as if I was seeing a dance company fully, or even just outdoor Broadway. I guess that we can kind of call this. Truly amazing. I loved it. But I mean, Dripping Springs were very good. I'm not going to say I was not entertained. Blue Springs just does
you guys
to the heart.
Every time Blue Springs was on the schedule, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna miss it. We're gonna say we're gonna be up top. We're gonna go." And there was you watched him from right there.
No, I mean, this is a pretty high jump down, and I jumped right off of this thing, and it took me a minute to get back up. We ain't gonna talk about it, but I just love their production here.
Did you see this change? I wonder what they're gonna do.
Well, yeah, we saw them at St. Louis.
No, I get it.
It was great. So it was good. Now, the competitive nature. We have 12 finalists that are making their way up to see what the rankings are. What are your thoughts of what's going to happen tonight?
What's so interesting, and one of the things that I think Music for All does fantastically, is this is a contest. We are going to crown a winner. This is not the focal point of the entire production, the entire weekend. But it is worth noting that there is a really tight contest at the top, because there's so many good bands who are so close. And it's epitomized by the four-way tie for the 4A music caption, Flower Mound, Avon, Marcus, and Carmel. All of those groups top tier. And when you start winning captions at that rate, you have a chance at taking home the trophy at the end of the night.
Yeah, I mean, literally, we were up there and we heard four-way tie, and I was just... we were like frozen. We were like, oh my gosh. Kaleb was laughing just out of pure shock.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was really insane. But then we also had a two-way tie within the 4A category under Vish, Flower Mound and Carmel, two-way tie between them as well. I was like, oh my gosh. And then nothing but top tier. I can't be a judge. Everybody to me on this finalist listing is just so good. I mean, I know we were just hyping up the groups that we were excited about, but truly each and every production, we just took notes for fun, and we were just analyzing, and we're like, these are all very different perspectives. It's a very special year here for BOA. Of course, for the 50th.
What makes it even more interesting is that, as we heard earlier, with the judge being interviewed, there's a new panel for the evening show. So it's a completely new set of eyes and ears analyzing the show. So just because one group took some captions early in semis does not mean that it is predetermined. It's anybody's game.
Yeah, I mean, but also too, isn't that refreshing?
Like, it's incredible. Yeah, it's so exciting.
Have a new set of people with a ton of experiences, fresh set of eyes to really see what this tough. I bet you they were looking at the previous judgments and were like, Whoa, this is going to be insane. But they're going to be honest and be transparent and see what's happening present time. I mean, you may have a group that may add one little tiny sprinkle within the time from now to when the first band comes on.
Now, Jared, speaking of in between the semis run and their finals run, adding one little sprinkle, you've been in this situation like we've talked about.
Yes.
How many sprinkles are being added, and how much of it is just go out and do your job, and how much of it is a mental game or a logistics game? Talk to us just about what goes on in between these two performances.
Oh, my gosh. I think on a performer perspective, it's one, you have to not do anything different. But then there's also that adaptability. There's going to be more people in the audience, so you may have to adjust with the sound difficulties that may transpire just because everybody's cheering so loud. What will you do if something goes missing, and how are you going to adapt to that? Or if something is added, how are you going to adapt to that? Maintaining a sense of composure, as well as if you're in a leadership position within an organization, maintaining other people's composure, of course appreciating the hype and all the hard work that you were putting into these throughout band camp over the summer, but maintaining that sense of maturity so that you can go and do what you've been doing all this time.
How many times do you think you will tear up during finals, and how many times do you think Courtney will tear up during finals?
Oh my gosh. My gosh. How many times do I think I'll tear up?
At least twice, I predict.
You think twice?
I'll tear up at least once.
Man, I'm not
I will.
tearing up with this TV makeup off. No.
Okay, noted. He said it.
But I definitely will get teary-eyed, and I'll be like this, blinking like this. So, yeah. You going to tear up or cry?
Yeah. I think I do. I almost teared up at the end of Wando's show this morning.
Okay, yeah, that was a very
that's what I'm saying. And you're going to see all these kids crying after the performances because for a lot of these seniors, it's the last time they'll play in a setting like this. And anybody who's jumping up for a position to try and win, or if there's just a bajillion emotions running through tonight. So, I bet you do cry at least once.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I bet it.
Okay, you better put a penny on it, and we'll definitely see. But I am just so excited and just so grateful to just be here. And this has always been so fun. And, of course, the importance that, all of the talent of Box 5 talk about is just, it is about the kids. Like, there are some things that some of these 14, 15, 16-year-olds are doing that I could never even imagine, which is truly inspiring. And for you, Kaleb, I mean, as a former band director, what would be the advice that you would give to students that are in this transition period of like, okay, we're about to perform. Everybody's performing their production one last time. They're not going to perform their 2025 productions ever again. What is going through your mind? What is advice that you would have for them?
It's the one piece of advice. This is going to go by really, really quick, so you better find one nugget and lock it in that memory. Apple save it, so that way it becomes a core memory. One thing. That's all your mental bandwidth is going to be able to take care of. So
yeah, that is awesome. Well,
all right.
Yeah, I might cry now. Yeah, because you didn't watch Wicked, but I will definitely hold back some tears as we go through finals tonight.
We are about to kick off all of the pageantry out on the field. There's going to be quite a bit of presentation going on. So that's going to do it for us here in the studio. Courtney will be in and out during the course of finals. We will be back very, very briefly to just do a quick wrap on the season. For sure, one last time, make sure you're following along on all the social medias, the YouTube page and the Facebook page, and importantly, at Box5_TV on Instagram, so that way you can get all of the updates throughout the course of this evening. There's just a few more hours left in the season, so for one last time, we'll send it back out to the field for a little more band.